Welcome to the Ebbs and Flows podcast. Jeremy Latimore is stepping in for Isaac John. Normie and Chico have sent him to New York. They said they needed someone with a bit more personality. I'm here. I hope you enjoy this show. We sit down with Toby, Rudolf and Blayke Brailey. He's got great footy IQ. You love playing rugby league.
yeah, you're right.
So, hey, what is the best thing about being a rugby league player?
You'd probably say the money, wouldn't you? You would.
No, if I was Nick, I would say that.
The ones where it's like too rough, it's like we play contact sport. Like, shut the fuck up, seriously.
Toby Rudolf, Blayke Brailey, one of the game's true characters and one of the... you probably don't get enough recognition in the game and what you're doing for the Cronulla Sharks sides, but welcome, boys.
One character and one actual good player.
Yeah. Hey, you're a good player too, mate.
Oh, thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Questionable?
Yeah.
Questionable.
Yeah,
yeah.
these days.
No, great player, mate. 71 games.
71, 72?
Yeah.
Oh, you
I've done my
research.
research. Yeah. Brails, you're 98, 99.
99.
Yeah, 100 next
this
game.
week, yeah.
Where's your next game at?
Home against Dragons, actually. So
Oh,
like
awesome.
Derby on Thursday.
Awesome. Far out.
Hopefully Toby can be out there too. It'll be nice.
Yeah, beautiful. So coming off a pretty good win yesterday, Blayke. Melbourne the week before. Few work-ons after that game. How was the feeling after that game? And obviously, you know, coming back home yesterday, how'd you find everything?
Yeah, that week was real tough. That flight home was, the longest I've ever had, and we could tell everyone just wanted to be out there. And that whole week, everyone was sort of itching to get out there. And a special occasion for Britt playing his 1 of the game. He's been playing great this year for us, and reward him with that 2 points and a good score on a try on his 100th game is pretty good.
100%. And hopefully the same for you in a few weeks, mate.
Yeah, I hope so.
Bye this week. Any plans, boys?
I'm going up to the Origin on Tuesday, Wednesday. I haven't finalised details yet. Doing a bit of work up there with TikTok, so that should be good fun. And I think you're going up there too, aren't you?
Oh, I'm up there, yeah, for work, yeah.
For work?
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
TikTok?
Yeah. Hey, no TikTok. No. What's that? Is that social media?
Yeah.
No idea. I'll find out. I'll let you know when I find out.
Yeah, no
What are you,
worries.
Blake? What are you doing?
No, I've actually got Thursday planned to go to the wrestling with Cam.
With wrestling?
Wrestling with Cam. Do a bit of wrestling there with Dale.
Oh, I thought you meant like WWE.
No.
Okay, right.
Cam McGuinness.
Yeah, Cam McGuinness.
And Dale Finucane.
Yeah.
You're
They're the
choosing
same
to go and
time.
wrestle. I was thinking WWE, but we're actually talking
hell
day
no.
off wrestling. Can
No
you
way.
give the watchers and listeners a bit of an insight to them two boys and their training methods?
It's like chaos. It's honestly, you're in there for 30 seconds and Cam's already bleeding and you got blood on your jersey and it's like, where'd it come from? And he's always in the corner. He takes his tooth out and it's just like, I stay away from him. I hate him.
Any good stories from them two boys at training? I do know one from like Macca's first couple of weeks. Did he knock T. Wilton out at training in a post?
Did he? I don't remember.
I think that was in his first couple of weeks
Actually,
at training.
I got a good story from Melbourne. Nico and Dale roomed together, and Dale has this routine where he's anal about his routine, just constantly does everything by the book. And he has this one bed he's been in his whole career, and Nico thought it'd be a good idea to put his bag, get in the bed and sort of mix up a bit. And Dale comes in and goes, mate, move your bed. I'm older. I've played more games. This is the rules now. Dug his heels in, didn't move, and goes, all right, I'll wrestle for you. And Dale Finucane takes his earphones off, jersey off, jumper off, bag down, shirt off, and then wrestles for the bed, throws Nico onto the table just for the bed, and just...
That sounds
crazy.
so horny. Pins him over the table.
Yeah.
Mate, that does sound like a bit of a sex scene, actually.
Not bad.
You two boys, any talking about pre-game rituals? Any pre-game rituals here? I couldn't imagine you, Toby, but I could imagine you, Blayke.
Nah, I remember Toby had one where you had to be last to put your jersey on.
Yeah, I
And
forgot
then,
about that. Yeah.
I used to mess with his brain and just wait him out, see if he would do it. But no, I don't have any. I'd like to keep it pretty relaxed, pretty cruisy.
Yeah, that's your personality,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah. I used to have heaps. I used to have like a few. I used to have to sing a certain song before a game. I used to have to, like to put the jersey on. Growing the hair out was one as well. Never anything more than that, but it was still annoying because it's sort of all gone now. But when I was a bit younger, it was definitely in the forefront of my mind. But now I'm just an ultra professional, obviously, and it's all good.
Seasoned campaigner.
Yeah.
Well, just touching on that, obviously 70 and nearly 100 games. You know, how long did it take you both sort of to feel like you're an NRL player? And then, you just touched on that, these weird intricacies you have when you're a bit younger, but now you outgrow them. Like, what is your preparation like now?
Honestly, I've never had any prep ever. It's honestly not changed once. The only thing that has changed were the superstitions along the way. When I sort of started feeling like I belonged, there wasn't really a game or a moment. It just sort of maybe as the years went by, probably into my third year, sort of felt like, I sort of was holding a regular starting spot and felt like I was sort of in the mix, and I could sort of mix it with everyone that I was sort of playing against. But in terms of prep, I've tried to find like a prep routine, but I almost kind of like not having one because then I can't be thrown off by anything. So pretty easy going as well with that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. I don't really have a set prep or routine I sort of go through. I just sort of go with the flow and listen to my music, and I feel like if I had those sort of things, I'd freak out if I didn't get them done. So I try not to, bring them in, and if they do start creeping, I try to knock them on the head straight away.
Did you have any? Did you have any ever?
I was a little bit weird, yeah. I was like,
I'm
my
not
pre-game,
surprised,
my pre-game prep was out there. But mate, we're here to talk about you. Well, it's not me today, all right? So I'm going to throw to you. But quickly, just go to pre-game prep, and it made me think of Fitzgibbon, and obviously, he's come to the club, top 4 finish last year, sitting 5th at the moment. How do you find him as a coach and leader? And then I've heard about his pre-game prep of getting out and getting after it on game day with a bit of wrestling. Can you give the viewers a bit of an insight into that?
Yeah, Fitzy's, he's nuts, eh? He's actually crazy. Like, love him to bits. The care he has for his players is second to none. Like, I've never experienced anywhere else. Like, he gets you on his side so easily, effortlessly, and someone just want to play for. But then game day, I remember him talking to me and all the forwards, and he spoke to a few of us, just saying how game day is into his jiu-jitsu. He's a brown belt, I think.
Yeah, brown belt now, yeah.
And on game day, he does an hour and a half of 5-minute rounds with no breaks in between. So he can come to the game and talk to us about how like we got to be tough, we got to be hard. And the only way he feels he can do that is by having a crank neck and a sore wrist.
Yeah. I feel like he's actually done something.
Yeah. So and he needs a new shoulder, and he just refuses to get it because then that'll be his jiu-jitsu career done. So
how good?
Yeah,
he's nutcase. He wears. If we win, he'll keep the same shoes. If we lose, he'll chuck them out. He's just like
lifetime deal with Adidas sort of tends to help.
Yeah. He's just so intense. It's scary.
Yeah. Do you want to give your own sponsors a shout out?
Yeah.
As we're here.
Johnny B.
No, I'm Budgie Smuggler.
Actually, I was thinking that in your pre-game prep. You're wearing them same swimmers every game.
No, I don't wear budgies in the game.
Oh, really?
I get like chafe too much. My quad's too big.
Hey, fair.
Yeah.
Brails?
Now I just wear Nike boots, so not really much of a plug there, but it'd be nice to get a few more things.
Yeah. Anyone watching?
Yeah,
please
exactly.
Reach out to the boys. Quickly, just touch on family. Jaden, your brother, he's out injured at the moment, and then your younger brother, is he now under 20s at Sharks?
Yeah, he's in the 20 system now, and it's sort of a weird sort of period for me now. I've played with my older brother, and then seeing the transition of Taj coming through, it's pretty exciting. Hopefully he can get to the NRL, and to be able to say I played with my older and younger brother will be pretty special.
Mate, for your parents, so obviously, to get one child to play, to have, 2, then hopefully 3 would be quite cool. With Jaden being the older brother, do you lean on him for, advice and similar position? Oh, not similar, same position.
Yep.
And he's obviously a very mature guy, and the 2 boys I know, you and Jaden, are fantastic boys. Does that come from the old man? He's involved at Cronulla as well, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty much a whole family affair at the moment. My little brother Taj actually helps with the media out at Sharks there, so he takes photos, he does a bit of content from there, and like you said, Jane's been in the system and the program for a long time now, and I always lean on him. He's always the first one to message me when he thinks I played well or things I can change, and he's been around the game longer than myself, so I'm always constantly learning from him, and pretty lucky to have an older brother who been through the system and played over 100 games for the NRL.
100%. Now you can pass that wisdom on to your younger brother.
Yeah.
Is he full-time next year?
Yeah, I think he's got a pre-season next year.
Yep.
I'm not too sure how it's going to work. If he gets too good, do I get pushed out? Like, what's the go here?
So sort of what you did to Jaden.
Do I go to Newcastle? Does Jaden move on? I don't know what the cycle is.
Mate, that'd be ruthless.
Yeah,
Jaden,
you got to go into Newcastle as well.
I don't know what. I don't really know what the cycle is, but it's going to be interesting to see how he progresses. And
are you going to try and fold him?
Who?
Taj.
Yeah.
You are?
I can't. Yeah, I can't let him.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, obviously it wouldn't be too often that a hooker runs into a hooker in a game or in training, but if he does, you're going to, actually lift him and sort of bury him?
I won't want to put him on show or, hurt his confidence. He's pretty quiet.
What does it to you?
Well, then that's a different story.
Okay.
I was going to ask you about family, but let's quickly throw it to you, mate. You got your own podcast now, Stuck in the Middle.
Yeah.
We had to educate Blayke what it was called. But,
We did, yeah. Great teammate over here, obviously supporting all my goals, desires, ambitions and all that. But yeah, Stuck in the Middle, it's pretty sure it's sitting at like number 1 in Australian podcast right now, but if we can get a few more listeners to it and just get it even above that, it'd be great.
Look down the barrel and say that.
Stuck in the Middle, give it a listen. Spotify, YouTube, I think Apple as well. I'm not too sure. I'll learn better next time and come up with a better answer.
Mate, and you were telling us before we started how much preparation you do for your podcast and you get guests on. Do you want to let everyone know how much that is?
Yeah, look, I mean, we have done some every now and again. Like, it's just, Liam and I got together a couple of times and we had, like, I think Jake and Tom Tawarevich on to ask some stitch-up questions, and which I'm sure you have coming as well. But like, we sort of thought sitting there with the clipboard was ridiculous. We just sort of, I don't know, we do a bit of research, but most of the guests that we get on are our friends anyway, so we sort of know what's going on. But yeah, research is minimal, to say the least.
Your co-host, he was on this exact podcast not long ago, and there was a story about a bag of shit. Do you want to respond to that and throw him under the bus in any way you want?
It was terrible to live with, in terms of, like, we were sort of living the dream at the start. We lived in Randwick at the start when we first lived together. And then out of nowhere, we move into Maroubra and he brings his girlfriend into the mix without really sort of consulting me about it. And like, we were so happy before. We were so happy, and then he just had to ruin the relationship. And I think, I don't know, is there any sort of more mistrust in bringing a third sort of party into the equation? So
I remember we used to go over to your house and I felt awkward having his girlfriend there. You know what I mean?
it was weird.
I know.
It was weird.
It was a boys' pattern then changed.
Yeah. And
Also, I wanted to say as well, Liam was on about, I want to say $500,000 at the time we were living together. Yeah, I was on about 50, and he paid. Oh no, I'm not paying more than $100 rent. No way, I'm not paying more than $100 rent than you are. So I was paying $300 for a little shoebox, and he was paying $350 for like an ensuite. So tight ass. There we go. Yeah.
Nice. Hey, that was your right of reply. I like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of roommates, you just moved to the Shire. How long have you been at the Sharks now?
Jesus, since 2019 was my first year there.
Yeah. And it's taken that long to move to the Shire.
Yeah, I love the area. I love where I'm from so much.
Yeah.
But the drive was just getting a bit tedious, and the roommate I had previously, which is my older brother, who you know a little bit, it sort of wasn't a really good living situation at the end there. He constantly was having parties and vendors and...
See, that's not in your personality. So.
No, it's not really me. So when you have to train and actually work for a living, it's a bit challenging to deal with that. So I moved to Cronulla by myself in a really nice pad, and been there for 2 weeks now. I haven't heard from you once since I've been there. So yeah.
I called you 3 times last week. You were meant to actually come have a beer with me on Saturday, and you brushed me because you're that professional.
Next question.
Yeah.
Next question. Yeah.
If you walk into the locker room tomorrow and there's a roommate wanted, and see Toby's number down at the bottom, would you never?
Not a chance. No way.
Yes, you would.
No.
You'd love to live with me.
No.
You're lying. You're lying with the camera. I don't like it.
No, we're way two different people. I think.
Well, you bring your girlfriend anyway, so it wouldn't be allowed.
That's true.
Yeah.
The time we spent at the Snow, when was it the buy round?
Yeah.
A few years ago was probably enough. We were there for 2-3 days.
Yeah.
And what I experienced in that room was enough to say, yeah, that's not for me.
Were we in there drinking bickies and tea and going to sleep?
Yeah. Yeah.
We were.
Are you roommates when you go away for footy?
No.
Nah.
Teague.
I'm Teague or Nico.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
Tracy.
Yeah, you'll see Teague. Yeah.
But we always end up in the same room.
Yeah, we're always in like 4 or 5 of us in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's cute.
What do you want to throw Nico or Teague under the bus, or Connor Trace? I could imagine Connor would be great to
Connor's
be
good.
as a roommate.
Yeah.
Nico, bit selfish.
He gets up. Yeah, his alarm goes off at 6:30.
Yeah.
Even though I want to sleep in.
Yeah.
So there's that. Teague's nose is enormous.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say
true.
about Teague. Nah,
Could you have a smoke in the rain and keep it dry?
100%. Yeah. But other than that, no, they're both pretty good.
Are they? Yeah. So
both
Nico's
alright.
got any weird pre-game rituals?
1,000, but I can't even like. He's out of the room doing
Yeah.
weird stuff beforehand.
Yeah.
So.
Really?
We have like a spine meeting before we go out, and you can't have it in a certain room, and it can't be a certain time. It's
Really?
We put our hands in. He won't put his hand in. It's just like all these different things he has to get ready for. It's just messes with his head.
Really? Well, yeah, he rang me a couple of weeks ago on game day, and he goes, "I'm just going down to the field to have a kick through." He does a kick through on game day, which I was like, "Oh, that's a bit odd." He's like, "Yeah, I do it every week." He was taking Wee Man, his roommate, like down with him. He goes and must kick the ball back for him.
Wow.
How rock solid is that?
Yeah, Wee Man is the most rock solid man I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
honestly.
he's a good man, eh?
Yeah, proper. He's a ledge.
Unreal.
Like obviously Nico, there's been a fair bit of attention brought to him in recent times, and he bounced back yesterday, which we knew he would. He's a resilient man and a fantastic rugby league player. He's got around him at training, and how's he handled everything, internally?
Really good. Like he has his own mindset, coach, and he has his own avenues to sort of process the things he wants to process. So, look, he's just the ultimate professional, Nico. He knows what he's doing, and to get the performances out of him that we did last year and this year as well, minus a couple of games. He obviously, like I said, he's an experienced campaigner, knows what he's doing, and us running around him definitely would have helped him out as well. But yeah, he's just very strong mentally, and like I said, the mindset coach helps as well. Yeah.
For sure. I think he's got a good sort of friendship and group around him at the moment. You said Wee Man, they've been close for a long time, and he's got his mum living in with that at the moment, and they're definitely helping him out there. And I think he's off social media a little bit, which is also helping his headspace. And I thought on the weekend they bounced back and proved a lot of people wrong, and hopefully he continues the form.
100%. I don't think he needed to really prove anything. We know the sort of player he is, but as the rugby league media is like it, they're looking for a victim or to get into someone, and unfortunately they made a lot of noise around Nico, which I think was totally unfair. But it was great to see you boys bounce back yesterday. Just going back to that game, you yourself cut the try assist to a couple of the big fellas in the middle, and I only saw the back end of the game, but big Tommy Hazelton got a bit of a round of applause when he went off.
Yeah, I know. I was talking with Toby on the way here. I was on the field and the crowd just erupted, and didn't know what was going on. I thought so it was a streaker or something going on, but it's just Tommy Hazelton walking off the field and getting the round of applause, which he probably deserves. He's sort of turning into the cult hero at the moment. Sort of took over Toby's spot there, who was the cult hero, but now he's tall, he's 40-20, we call him, and got the bald head. It's unreal.
Very relatable for all us rugby league fans. How are you going to deal with that? You're going to compete? And then let's touch on a little bit, the alpha males around training. And
I love Tom Hazelton too much to compete with him in anything. If he wants my spot, he can have it, mate. I'm annoyed about the 3 tries yesterday. Yeah. Been playing with this guy for 4 years now, and how many have you given me?
Not one.
Not a single one.
But you are the highest decoy in the NRL for the past 2 years. Highest decoys for the last 2 years.
Well, I got to thank you for that.
Well,
thank you.
Your attack was nearly the best in the NRL, so you played a big role in that.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to get this time. No, he's not. Oh, he never does. Thanks, Blayke. Appreciate it. Mad. Good chat.
Hey, that's good. I want to bring up a bit of a personal thing here, actually. I met you out last Christmas Eve, and I thought we had a good night out together. Yeah. Added you on Instagram about a week later. Then, anyway, crickets for a few months. Ran into you on Anzac Day. Brought it up after a few schooners. Out on the syrup on the weekend, I get a follow on Saturday night. Why did it take you 6 months to follow me back? Was there beef on them 2 nights out, or what's doing?
Honestly, literally, so you brought it up a couple of times, like you said, right? And I think it was just in one ear out the other, like, oh yeah, I'll follow you back, and then I actually needed something from you. So I looked at the thing, follow back. Oh yeah, he's been talking about this for a while now. So I don't know, it's just me being selfish, I suppose. Yep. Sorry, did it hurt?
Well, I was just like, have I upset this guy? Why is he not following me back? I was like, I know I get loose on the syrup too.
No, you're fine. It was my fault. It wasn't you, it was me.
Yeah. Is he like that? Does he hold a grudge, or is he a bit funny around training? Does he only talk to a select group?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he gets thousands of followers a day, and it's hard to always keep up with that. So
it's that too.
With the campaigns he does and the photo shoots, he's always in the spotlight. So it's tough for him. I'll give him a way out there.
I get it. Do you see yourself as a bit of a sex symbol?
Yeah. Yes.
No, with these teeth and these cauliflower ears.
The great teeth.
Yeah, with their horse teeth. Well, depends on no one, I guess.
Guilty.
But no, I don't. I see myself as I don't know, class clown, Toby Rudolf. Nothing, not too sexy.
But it's good though, like, and you know, with the way rugby league is in the media now, you know, you're sort of seeing the personalities phased out of the game. So it's refreshing to have people like yourself, and you know, you're putting yourself out there and having a laugh and drinking beers with the crowd on the sideline. And I think, you know, then when you do go out into the clubs and that, you got your arm around everyone, and people want to see that. They don't want you, you know, not talking to people and being arrogant. So don't change, mate.
No, I won't. I would never be arrogant like yourself. I'd always want to sort of stay humble. And,
Mate, actually, maybe at the start when he first came to Cronulla, was a bit arrogant.
I was.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're a bit.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
It was. I remember when he first came.
Yeah, I know this.
I was speaking to my brother, thinking, I'm never going to be friends with this bloke. I don't want to know him. Don't want to talk to him, because he came in. You know, he's got that, you know, bubbly personality, and as soon as he walked in, he was calling himself Clive Churchill, which put a few people offside, as it would.
How many games had he played at this point?
Not one.
Josh Morris made a point
Yeah.
of that. Yeah, he made
So
sure
yeah,
I knew
but
that.
I still remember the day when he walked in. I thought, I'm never going to be friends with this bloke.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I heard that
Many
ages ago
times.
from him. Yeah, many times. Yeah. Yeah.
Mate, for Blayke Brailey to feel
say
like that,
that,
the
yeah.
nicest guy in the world.
I did something
mate,
wrong.
Really?
Yeah, well, it was. I think I got a few people on side. I told this story yesterday, actually. It was our Christmas party at Gal's house, and
Did he invoice you to go?
no, he actually no. But
It was
you know,
actually that was a good.
it was a good day. But he
Yeah.
actually did ask us all for $20 to buy cases.
Yeah.
And he's so that did
Yeah.
happen anyway. So but now we get there, we're all on the sauce having a great time. I think I was about 4 weeks post surgery, post knee reconstruction. I'm just peppering up with everyone like, oh, what'd you guys do last year? I won a grand final. You
won a
guys did.
comp.
You guys came third. I won a comp. I won a Clive Churchill. And one Josh Morris didn't take too kindly to this, and he started just going, Have you won a State of Origin series? Have you played for your country? Have you played for your state? Have you played NRL? You've done nothing. I was like, nah, I won a Clive Churchill though. He just hated it. So yeah, there was a bit of drama there with me and him, but I got a few people on side that day.
Yeah.
Do you catch up with Josh now? after his retirement?
Mate, I told him the story to his face yesterday.
Oh, it was to him you were talking?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. So now we're sweet now.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you're back to the change room. You know, who's the alpha males? Who's the personalities of the group? I obviously know that you'd be the first nude in the shower.
Fact.
Anyone else following you?
Yeah, Dale.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Dale, yeah.
Matty Cavallo was, but he's gone now.
Jesse Ramian, which is
Yes, we know why.
yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there anyone else? Teague sometimes.
Yeah.
Wade.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it.
Yeah. Would be about it.
In terms of alphas, I'm gonna go Sif Talakai.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he
big
walks,
dick energy, yeah.
When he walks past him, you're like, oh. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
The chief. We call him the chief.
Yeah.
He's just
That was a nickname in school. Fun fact.
You wouldn't mess with him.
no.
But he's a really nice guy, isn't he?
Ledge.
Yeah.
But, he's one of those guys that like he doesn't say a whole lot, but when he speaks, you listen, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the celebrations recently when Man City won the championship over there, and there's a guy called Jack Grealish getting around full kit.
No, I'm telling you.
I've seen this, yeah.
You know, come the end of or early October this year, you win the premiership. Who will that player in your group be? I think I know the answer to this.
Yeah.
What's the
One
what do
T
you do?
Rudolf.
I didn't
Oh,
know.
he was
He's
still
just-
wearing full kit.
He just
Constantly.
3, 4, 5 days, and he's still in the same kit.
Yeah, okay.
Just everywhere he goes, he's just life of the party, pretty much.
I don't know.
Yeah. I
know.
don't think we need to say who it's going to be. I think it's going to
Yeah.
be Toby for sure.
Cam McGuinness.
Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Actually, I might throw a smoky out there. Sione Katoa.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's the best.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, honestly, he's the funniest man in the Sharks, if not the NRL.
Fair income.
I'm not even
So
J and
good.
Abe. Yeah.
So good.
Well,
Yeah.
when I asked Toby the other day about potential options, he
Yeah.
tossed up you and him, but he goes, I reckon Sione might go a bit quiet with a microphone in front
Yeah.
of him.
He also had a large night last night, so I don't know how it'd go
Yeah.
today.
Really?
yeah, he'd be dusty.
We should have brought him in when he was still half full. He might have got words out
Yeah,
there.
that'd have been good.
But no, he's undercover. He's hilarious. He doesn't say much, but when he does, it's just
Yeah.
comedy gold every time.
Yeah, probably. Fuck, he's the
Yeah,
best.
nice. So we might have to try and recruit him
Yeah.
in
Mate,
somewhere.
Yeah.
100%. Get him on. He'll
Just
love it.
mic him up so he doesn't know all this stuff he would hate, but he's hilarious.
Yeah, rightio. And what about so 10 games to go for you boys? You know, you obviously got your eyes on the top 4. Have you looked at your run home? What's the run home look like?
Yeah, I sort of had a look the other day. I think we go to Perth and New Zealand, which is always a good little fun trip away. Definitely got some tough games coming up with Penrith there, and I think the competition is so tight this year. If you drop a game, you're out of the 8, so everyone's on notice and everyone's on watch, and we know if we don't play well, we're out the back door.
I haven't looked at any games. I'm just trying to get back to play. I know we got Dragons, Titans, and then I think it's Perth, is it, after that?
No, I think it's New Zealand.
Or New Zealand.
And then Perth's later in the year.
Okay, right. I do know, yeah, Perth is Souths. We got Panthers, Roosters again maybe as well, who can be anything.
Yeah.
So
Canberra. I've never beaten Canberra.
I've never beaten Canberra. Yeah, that's a bogey team at the
Yeah.
moment.
Down there or home?
At home.
Either.
At home.
Oh,
really?
We haven't beaten them either. But yeah.
Never beaten them.
Fair dinkum. That used to be the
drag.
Dragons. It's now the Sharks.
Indeed.
I know.
So looking forward to it. Looking forward to actually getting back playing some footy and hopefully we can play the last 10 games in a row without any hiccups.
How is the foot now? Like, you've missed how many games?
Well, round 6 was my last game.
Yeah.
We had 3 buys in that time,
Perfect.
which helps.
Yeah.
But still missed a fair few. So foot's feeling okay. It's now just the lungs, which are the main issue. But it's coming along. I want to get folded all this week. The boys have a bye and most of them are away doing fun stuff, except for you doing wrestle.
That's fun for them.
That's so
By the
fun.
sound of
Yeah.
it.
Well, Keem and Dale are stoked, but looking to sort of get the lungs, the fitness base back, possibly play a bit of reserve grade and get some Ks in the legs, and then be right for the sort of back end of the year.
Yeah, nice. And then we're just talking away games. You played how many seasons in the Q Cup?
Just one.
Just one. How'd you? What was your favourite away trip in Queensland? And to now,
Yeah.
you always got the jeans pack when you're on a away trip.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, this is the true story. I always take my jeans, but there's been like about 4 or 5 times I've forgotten my boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you had to wear Tolls' boots or something.
Yeah, I had to wear Tom Hazelton's once. I had to wear
Tommy's.
Tolls' once.
Actually, didn't you do your ankle in someone else's boots?
No, I did my knee in
Yeah.
Tolls' boots.
Yeah.
But I still got my jeans for afterwards, so it's always good. Q Cup, best away trip. There was too many. Like Cairns, Hardy Bars Cairns. Cairns a very good time. Gilligan's. But even like country round, we went to Gundawindi, and it was one of the best nights out ever.
Yeah, right.
Went to Mackay, and we had the best time at the Lost Rabbit or something. It was when I met Nico, actually. So, like, you know what? It doesn't matter where you go with 17 of your best mates. If you're with 17 of your best mates, you're going to have a good time wherever you go. So, but in terms of NRL away trips, it's hard to get past the Mad Cow, as you would know very well, Jeremy Latimore.
Townsville, yes. Perth. Have you actually ever been to Perth?
No,
Twice.
I've never been.
You have.
Yeah, we went to the Nines.
Oh, yeah, we did too. Yeah.
Night
The
out?
best night out ever.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a great night out.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah, so much fun.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about over there. I went there and it was like 40 degrees in February, but it's not like 40 degrees here where you die. It was actually like bearable. And look at my beautiful brown skin here. I'm white as, so I hate the sun, but it was completely fine and focused in on my football game and then the night out, which I know you'd be the same.
Yeah, nailed it. Correct. Wait, were you there for the Nines, or were you there actually probably playing?
I think I was retired by the time I was coming.
Sorry.
I've been out the back door for a while. No, I went there
Yeah.
2012 for a Dragons trial.
Oh.
We were talking about Steve Price before. Can we go into a bit about Pricey and his influence at the club? Like obviously Fitz is the main leader and driver of everything in the football club, but Pricey, he was there when they won the comp in 2016, won the comp at 2010 at Dragons, went over and had a lot of success in the Super League as well. What are your thoughts on Pricey and what he does for the football club?
Yeah, look, I love that man. All our coaching staff are unreal. There's, usually there's like one Derek amongst them, but honestly, all ours are they're all the best blokes. Like I'll sit and have a chat to him about anything in my life, not just football related, about life, about houses, about about drinking stories. Got a few of those as well. But look, he's that man that every now and again when you sort of had like the Melbourne game, he'll just sort of bring a bit of light to the room and sort of change the mood a bit. But also, he's that one that when you are sort of, fucking around a bit, he'll bring it in and he'll sort of be that one that drives that focus. So he's just an invaluable member, I think, to our coaching staff and our team. That's what I think. So I probably stole your thunder there.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's got that perfect mix of being your mate and being a coach, and he knows when to have fun and when to be hard, and he always
He loves being hard.
Yeah, he always brings a bit of life and joy around the club, and he got Toby with a good stitch up the other day,
Oh,
which
he
was
did
good.
too.
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
You want to tell the story?
You want to tell it?
I think you should. 'cause
Okay.
You were there. You were experiencing it.
Yeah, firsthand. So I come into the sheds after a meeting, I think it was, and there was 2 coppers just standing like in the sheds, and they look at me and like I heard them say Toby Rudolf, and I was going, nah.
Whole room went dead quiet.
Fully, like everyone was just so
Music off,
serious. I'm
yeah.
going like, there's no fucking way that there are 2 cops here coming to get me. And then I started thinking like, what have I done? Like, what have I done that I don't know about? Like, which is even worse. Like, they've come here to the Sharks to come and get me. So I walk out and they're like, "Oh, mate, you had an incident at the Maroubra Seals about a month ago." And in my head, I'm going, maybe these guys are strippers. Like, I don't know what's going on here. So I asked him, like, "Are you boys strippers?" But my heart's pounding at the time. I'm sweating bullets like I am now. And just nervous wreck. And I turn around and Price is just there giggling in the corner. And I just went, "You fucking, yeah." Everyone started laughing at me and my heart was racing for about another probably hour after that. So it was a good stitch up. It was actually, I'm one now.
Yeah, that is a great stitch up, and I can only imagine the heart rate, what it was doing
through the roof. And he said he wanted to, like, he told him to get the cuffs out and just cuff me straight away, which I would have had a heart attack.
Didn't anything happen at the Seals a month ago?
Mate, I said I'd been there in a year, so that was what sort of threw me. That good man, Pricey, good man.
Right.
So what's he run, attack or D?
Defense.
Edge defense, yeah.
Okay, and then who runs your attack?
Josh Hannay and
DJ.
yeah,
Danny Holsworth.
Yeah. So that's who you're exclusively working with the spine.
Yeah, they both do a lot of work with the spine. They obviously being half himself, DJ, he knows the game pretty well, and he's very detailed with what he does. Definitely breaks down a defence of our position really well, and gets us best prepared each week. So it's working. We got some great attack and got some pretty good plays coming.
Bloody oath. What with the game where it's at now, there's constantly different things changing with the rules and the contacts, the new ones hitting the legs. What do they call that?
A hip drop.
Hip drop. That's
Yeah.
it. What do you think? Do you like the way the game is now, and what changes would you like to see moving forward? And for the betterment of our football game, I think the way the game is now, it really suits the way you play, Blayke. Like you are owning and dominating the ruck, and obviously that allows Nico and Matty to do their thing.
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying that 6 again rule that's come into play a couple of years back. Gives myself, I'm not the biggest, strongest or fastest player out there, but feel like I'm pretty fit. So the back end, when the bigger boys getting pretty tired, that's when I sort of come into my game. And obviously the crackdown's pretty hard with that hip drop. It's hard to pull away out of those tackles sometimes. They happen pretty quickly, but duty of care for the players is always number one. And I'm just glad I come away each week unscathed.
Yep.
First, I just want to say you are really asking the tough questions here.
Yeah.
I really like.
Why?
No, not tough questions. Just like, this is a really serious question. I just want to congratulate you on the question. Like,
mate,
nice.
I love having a joke and a laugh, but also, I know he's got great footy IQ. You love playing rugby league.
yeah, you're right.
So, hey, tell me what you want.
I like the 6 again rule. Again, agreed with that. What I don't like is how they're ruling out common sense. So, like, for instance, there was a game a while ago. I think Mike Acevo needs someone in the face on the run, or someone needs someone in the face.
Swali.
No, not when he's running the ball.
Mahoney. Oh.
Anyway, it was like someone was running through the ball. He needs someone in the head, and it was a penalty for like careless contact. But like, it's an accident. Like, there are some instances in the game where it's a pure accident, but they're ruling against it as a penalty. And like, some of the things you can't control. I saw a penalty the other day given for Mike Acevo. He was holding a bloke down with his hands like this, pushing him to the ground. It was a penalty for being too rough. Like, another penalty for, I think, Victor Brailey hit in someone's ribs. When I was in the 20s and there was a rib exposed, our coach would say, break his ribs, break his fucking ribs. And now it's too rough. Like, I don't like that direction the game's going in. I like a fast game. I like a game where, it's free flowing and, no penalties, but just the ones where it's like too rough. It's like, we play a contact sport. Like, shut the fuck up, seriously.
Mate, 100%.
Yeah.
I do agree with a few of the things there that you touched on, and we do need to remember it's a game of sort of gladiators and physical contact. You can't take that away from it, because that's why it is so appealing. But also, that quickness at the ruck brings the attack, and fans love and watching exciting footy. They don't want to see sometimes maybe a 10-4 scoreline, but you want to see tries getting scored and our talent on display. All right, so that was love that. Great input.
Thank you.
What is the best thing about being a rugby league player?
You'd probably say the money, wouldn't you? You would.
No, if I was Nick, I would say that.
Yeah, nice. No, I've worked a bunch of jobs under the sun, and to call it a job is doing it a disservice. Like, you go hang out with your mates that you spend more time with than your family. You go away together. There's barely a serious moment in sight. Obviously, it's serious when you're trying to win games, and my phone's ringing. That's very professional. I'm sorry. Put this on the ground. There are serious times when you need to, actually put your best foot forward and try and, everyone's there to win a competition. But to call it a job is, like I said, it's not a real job, and it's just, it's honestly a pleasure to play the game and to be paid to do what you love.
Yeah, it's definitely, being in the sheds after a game and everyone's happy, everyone's laughing, having a few beers after you win. Just getting to when you start the season off and you got new players in and, you're a bit awkward the first few stages, then flash forward, to halfway through the season and your best mates, you're talking about our life, everything about them, and you're sharing all these tough situations together. It's pretty special. I really enjoy the away trips when we go away and your room and you get to know about someone else even more. And you pretty much, it's honestly like your family. You're with each other 24/7, and the friendships and the connections you build is really strong.
Mate, what's the worst thing about being a professional rugby league player?
I guess being in the public eye to an extent, it's nice being recognised for achievements you've done and for the hard work you put in, but there's also a million eyes on you at once, and sometimes you can't always behave the way you want to behave, or if you do misbehave, can be controversial. So, but look, the worst part is far outweighed by the goodness in the game, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yep. What about you,
Yeah,
Brailey?
it's definitely been in the public eye. I even say probably tackling. I know some of the boys got tackling. It's like, come on, give me a week off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even this week got Frankie Pele and Pangai coming in. It's like, I'm
And they're spotting you out.
80 kilos ringing wet, and definitely after the games I'm pretty sore, and maybe if I could put on a few more kilos, I'd probably change my answer.
Mate, you play well above your weight, and I think often I see players who are way bigger than you going vertical, so I didn't think that would be a concern for you. So you're 27. How old are you, Brails?
24.
24. Oh, far out. What have you started to think post rugby league, and are you doing anything at the moment? I know you're doing your potty. Anything else outside of rugby league, which when you get that period when you do have to transition, putting things in place now.
Yeah, no, I've got a few ideas I want to sort of do after footy. When I first came in to the NRL, I started my PE teaching course at Wollongong Uni, but I actually lasted 2 weeks and then pulled the pin on that. I've got a few sort of ideas. I want to probably stay in the game a little bit, be a specialist coach in dummy half or in the spine, or a bit of kicking would be nice. Or even a different avenue with being a primary school teacher or a firefighter. I want to help out the community somehow, and I don't want to be stuck in an office. I don't think I could see myself being stuck inside and being on a laptop for too long. I'm a pretty active person. I want to be outdoors, so anything outside I'm happy to do. Yeah,
nice. What about you, Big Toads?
Yeah, I attempted university when I was younger, and I found out it wasn't for me. Can't study, can't sit still, can't do something I don't want to do. So
really,
yeah, I know, weird, eh? But in terms of, I had some good chat with you about it, about what to do, and just sort of building those connections that you meet. The amount of people you meet in good places in rugby league is ridiculous, and I'm sort of slowly learning how to make use of that and build some relationships in the game. In terms of an actual avenue, that hasn't really presented itself yet. I haven't really got a skill to be a specialist coach, so that's sort of out the window for me.
Yeah.
But look, the one thing I want to do when I'm done is just travel. I want to see the world. It's a big world out there, and I've lived in a very small part of it so far. So I think through doing that, it'll sort of open some doors and show me like the way I want to go when footy's done. Because I don't want these years to be the best years of my life. That's one thing that I've sort of realised lately, and I'm worried about that. I'm worried this will be the best years of my life, and I don't want that to be that way. There's a lot of life to live after footy, and I need to start sort of thinking about that. I'm getting old, and I'm breaking down already, so I'm waiting to see what happens.
Mate, I think it comes back a bit to your mentality and having that sort of mentality and attitude, because the reality is you retire at 33, you've got to work for another 30 to 40 years. So this, when you look back, is only a small time in your life, but it is some of the best years of your life. Like you said, you're going to work with 30 blokes and you're lifting weights, you're feeling good about yourself, you're going out, people are cheering for, cheered for you guys, not me. But you're doing what you love as well. But there is 30, 40 years, and the way you're already thinking, I think you're thinking along the right lines. You spoke about travel. Did you two go to America together last year?
We were there together. Yeah, we were there at the same time, Austin.
How was that?
Mad.
It's great.
Yeah?
It's great.
He had a way better trip than me, for sure.
Yeah.
Fact?
Yeah. Nico Hines, don't get him on a plane. Don't get him out of Australia.
Why?
Again. He's just... I went to Bali with him.
Yeah.
Should I say it on camera? He got Bali belly.
Yeah.
He shat the bed. Literally shat the bed. And he's just, we were there for 4 days, freaked out, didn't enjoy it. Obviously, we all got sick, so that wasn't great. And since then, I don't think he'll be leaving the country again. America was the same.
Worse.
Didn't enjoy America.
No.
Really?
He only eats steak and mash. So you're traveling around, you want to try different food, you want to try different cultures, and he's just like, where are chips? Like, where are they? Like, that's all he gives a fuck about. He doesn't want to try something new and this and that. Oh, let's get half the order and we'll swap. No, he'll get scared.
But at the same time, he was traveling with Toby for a majority, which is
Tough
a headache
carry.
as itself, yeah.
You know I'm a good traveller. What do you mean?
You
I'm
lost your
fun.
passport, you lost your
I didn't lose
wallet.
my passport.
Did you lose your wallet?
No, I didn't
passport
have.
You left it in the car.
No. Oh, I lost the phone in the car.
Phone.
We got it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Headaches.
Memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, yeah.
Eardrum.
Yeah, but that was like in Barley pools. I'm surprised I didn't get like AIDS or something. That's it. I was put my head under every single pool and then I get on a flight. So anyway,
Barley pools is where you get
Barley pools. Yeah. No, it was we did meet up in Austin and had a great time. Saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers live.
Yeah.
That was mad.
Yeah.
Rainy Street, 6th Street, Austin, great city. And then you guys ended up going to New York and Vegas and having the best time ever.
Went to a college NFL game, which was sick.
I hated it.
Toby almost passed out.
Yeah, I nearly fainted.
Mid-game.
from the heat or the alcohol.
No, that was literally, I just got a 30-hour flight from, I got a 30-hour flight from Bali to LA, and then I had to drive, because I had an ear infection, I had to drive 30 hours from
Exactly
LA
what
to
I said.
Texas. I had to drive across the country with a friend of mine. Then the first thing I do is get to the game, and we walk up to the very top bleachers, and I'm just like in a world of hurt. And then I just like start like feeling like the weight of gravity just pulling me down, like, call an ambulance.
Yeah.
And put my feet.
We're in the nosebleeds, and he's lying down in between the seats.
Oh, mate, I was
pouring
not
water
well.
on his head. He's
Yeah.
all sorts.
Well, you know, it was a big few days.
If you're given an RPE after the game, he's given 10 out of 10 experience. You're 0 out of 10,
Mate,
but
yeah,
9 out of 10 on the head noise.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
So are you looking for any travel partners for this off season? I don't think there'll be anyone queuing up or...
No, well, everything else was great other than those experiences. I'm
There's
going
about
to
5 of them.
There was a few, yeah, there was a fair few.
I was there for 2 weeks too.
Yeah, I know. No, I was only in the States. We meant to go there for ages, but I was in LA for 2 nights. It was shit. And then it was a 2-day drive, and then Austin for 4 days, then Mexico. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I did take Mexico.
And you're in a relationship, Rails? Yeah. How long
Yep.
you been settled down for, mate?
Actually, not
Is it official?
That, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Not that long. It's still pretty fresh. I'm enjoying it. I was never great at being single. I enjoy.
I'm glad you admit it now, finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I definitely enjoy having my partner there, and
Yeah.
it's been great.
We told her you love her?
We can cut that. We can cut that.
I want you to just look down the barrel of the camera and tell her you love her.
No.
Do you want to give her a shout out?
No.
And Toby, do you want to give your girlfriends a shout out?
Susan Rudolf, I
Yeah.
love you, Susan. You're the best lady I've ever met, and the only woman in my life, and I love you for it. Love you,
My
mum.
man.
Wow.
Are you looking for love?
Always.
Yeah.
Always looking for love. Just haven't found it yet.
Okay.
What were you
One
gonna
night,
say?
no, I was going to say one night love or longer term love like Brails is looking for.
I mean, you can always find. I've heard plenty of stories of one night love turning into long term love.
Yeah.
You know, they're not sort of mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm looking for love actively all the time. It's just I just haven't really found that yet. Maybe one day.
Mate, where you living down along the Esplanade, I'm sure you'll be doing a fair bit of recruiting down along the Esplanade there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do have like this balcony that overlooks the Esplanade, and I think in summer I'll just be a bit of a party vibe, bit of a hey, what are you guys doing? Want to come up to my amazing apartment? Hey,
You sent me a photo of it yesterday.
I did,
when
yeah,
I
it's pretty good, eh?
had
The
9 out
view,
of 10
yeah.
head noise at home, and
Yeah.
you're smiling, eating, water in the background. It looked fantastic.
it is. It's a good place. You should come around sometime and call me.
Yeah, well, man, if you reply to my messages and
Follow you
actually
back.
funny you saying like about players when they come to your club and getting to know them, and it took you 2 years to like this bloke, and then he's like, I'm not arrogant. I'm like, he didn't follow me back for 6 months. I'm getting mixed messages off this guy.
Well, I wasn't sure if you wanted to be my friend or my business associate. I didn't know what was going on. You with LCI, you with this, you with that.
No, mate, I'm a friend of everyone. Well, if I like him.
Okay, Paul.
I like you, huh? Not Paul. No.
Okay. Well, dude.
What about you, Browse? I can imagine
Nah,
you
I
disliking
can't.
anyone.
I don't think I can fight. Never been in a fight in my life. So, actually, one time, a school game, I did get in a fight. Well, I didn't, but our team did with Sifa Talakai's team. We didn't know each other, and he right hand hooked my brother, and he still got the photo of his head gashing out. That was the closest I got to a fight, and then since then, no.
Were you playing with your brother?
playing with my brother. School team.
Oh, how old was the age yet? Was it 18 or 16, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
And then Sif 130 kilos. 17 years old.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Hey,
Yeah.
thrown in reverse. Mate, you got called into the Origin squad the other week. How was that experience? And the footy you're playing, you were obviously very close to getting selected for Origin 2. How was it all?
Yeah, it was great. It was good to see, behind the scenes of how the week goes and how the best players in the competition prepare and train. And it was unreal to sort of meet new people and teammate. When you verse teams, you don't really know each other. You have that sort of rivalry, but then once you get into those camps, you realise they're actually really nice guys. They're great people, and the short time I was there, made some good connections, good friendships, and hopefully I can get in there soon.
Yep. What was the personalities like in the group? Was there a fair bit going on there?
Yeah, it was
Seems
good.
like there's a few big personalities.
Yeah, definitely. You can hear Foxy, laughing wherever you are, and you hear the boombox going, and definitely a lot of big personalities there, and a lot of laughter, a lot of fun, and it was a great few days I was in there.
What about good mates with your brother, Tyson Frizzell? Did he make much sound in camp? He's one of my good mates. I love the man, but I couldn't. He's a quiet guy.
Yeah, there was a lot bigger personalities there who sort of took the spotlight and took the microphone and spoke constantly. But he's a great guy. I had a few conversations with him, and I stuck with him a couple of times there. So I didn't know too many people, so it was good to lean on him and catch up with him.
Setbacks in rugby league, how do you deal with that? People who are watching at home, they don't know. We touched on how good it is to be a professional rugby league player, but at the same time, you're dealing with injuries, and we're in the middle of winter now. I can only imagine the bangs you got on your body. But what are you doing, away from training to make sure that you're getting back to your best form when you're not playing well, or you're looking after your injuries?
Injuries for me. So when I first came to the club, I had a knee reconstruction straight away. So I didn't train with the boys for the first 6 months when I was there, and had made zero connections, and not one person there liked me, which is well established. So in those situations, literally, you sort of keep those close to you. Like, that was where my mum and my brother really helped me out along the way, just getting my friends from Aruba sort of hanging around them, and just keeping the good people in your life close to you. In terms of poor form and things like that, I think for me it's just going back to the basics. You just gotta, you can't think too far ahead. You got to go, break it down with the coaches. Where am I going wrong? What we're doing differently. Maybe change it up at training, all these sort of things. And probably the hardest part about being injured is, no piss, no fun, which is a bit of a shame. But
which has been you this whole time, mate. So that's
which has been me this whole time. Yeah, been a good boy. So it's being a good boy is no fun, but it's got to be done sometimes. So Blayke, take it away.
For me, I just sort of keep footy, at the gates. When you leave the ground, you sort of leave it there, and I don't like to sort of sit on things for too long. And I know the game can sometimes be complicated too much, and like Toby said, going back to the basics and just doing the little things right. And I seem to lean on them, and I definitely leave footy at the gates. I don't like to watch too much video if I've haven't played too well, or I just strip it back and keep it pretty simple.
Yeah.
What about that Melbourne Storm game last week? And I know games I played like that which sucked. I wouldn't get much sleep the night after, even though I didn't have much of an effect on the result if we won or lost. But for yourself and you, Toby, say you got a 7:30 game, home by 10:30, 11. Are you then looking at the ceiling all night? Like, do you sleep after a game, and do you process everything?
Well, I think you wouldn't sleep after a game because you'd be out doing extracurricular activities. But anyway,
guilty.
After you know what? I think my sort of rule of thumb, I never really sleep after games anyway. Too much adrenaline pumping through the body, that sort of stuff. Don't smile at me like that.
Not a beach road?
Nah, never heard of it. What's that? But I just sort of, my general rule of thumb is that night, feel terrible. Let it all out. But after 24 hours is up. I think that's sort of what Fitzy brought it, actually.
Yeah.
You just let it park at the door. The only thing you can do there is try and get better for the following week. There's no point dwelling on it for however long you try to dwell on it for. It's just going to make you worse, and it's just going to put you in a negative mindset. And the biggest thing that I think Fitz has actually brought to this club is just trying to stay positive. A positive work environment is, a happy one, and a happy one is generally a successful one. So, There you go.
Nice. That was
There you go.
good.
good.
Lyrical
Not bad, that's
genius.
pretty
Brails?
Well, it's hard to beat that, but yeah, I think I'll definitely after a loss, I'll be sitting at the ceiling and staring at the walls and thinking what I could have done different. But I think the way the coaches sort of keep it positive, even though you didn't play too well, and if they double down and knock you around even more, it's not great, and then you sort of kick stones for another 2-3 days. So I think the way they keep it positive and just keep it honest, and we don't sit on losses for too long. You watch your video, you get that done, and then you close that book and you move on to next week. And for me, that helps. I like to move on pretty quickly, not sort of dwell on it, and I think we got pretty good at that.
Any good stories on the boys or any good nicknames that you want to share with the watchers and the listeners?
Oh, Teague Wilt, massive tight ass actually.
Yeah.
There was one time in 2019, I played my first game for the Jets, and I actually made friends for the first time and since being at the Sharks. It took about 9 months. We were out in the piss and we stopped past, we were in a taxi, stopped past Macca's on the way home.
This is really fresh, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is early on. I've gotten over it, obviously, as you can tell. So we stopped past Macca's on the way in a taxi, so the time's ticking over. It's like a $70 Macca's feed. At the time, I'm working at F45 to support myself to try and earn a bit of extra cash. Pay for that, and then we get to the Teague's house, which was a rundown meth lab pretty much at the time in Sutherland. Get in there, and as soon as we get to the house, he just goes, "All right, sweet as mate." Bang, gets out of the cab, and I end up paying for that as well. So he still hasn't forgiven. I still haven't forgiven him because he hasn't said sorry yet. So Teague Wilton, tight ass. There you go.
Anyone else?
Now, I think what needs to be brought up is probably Dale Finucane, the ultimate plugger.
Yeah.
Every post he does, every photo he posts, it's ambassading a brand. He's posting something. He's making these weird videos. He's doing something that, just to get free things. And you see him walk through the doors every day, and he's got his clothes on, and everything's given to him for free. So he might be another tight ass there because he doesn't spend money on clothes. Or,
he's a tight ass for sure.
Yeah, brings his own lunch,
Really?
which is a plug. U-Foods, I think it is, or he gets his meals. And I don't know where he spends his money because he gets a free car, he gets his meals, gets his food, he gets his clothes.
Spends money on
Just
property.
ultimate plugger.
Yeah.
Teague, is he re-signed yet for next year? So he's still off contract. So maybe when that new contract comes through, will you go asking him back for half of that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, maybe like maybe a KFC feed and an Uber to somewhere exotic. Be nice. Yeah.
Exotic, define.
Yeah.
No.
Mate, well, James Graham, I used to call him Gravity because he'd bring the mood down and take everyone's energy.
Yeah, that's a doozy.
Have you got anyone in the group like that?
Easy, yeah. Cam McGuinness.
Oh, really?
Cam
I love
McGuinness.
that guy.
Yeah, sometimes like I'm next to him in the sheds. If I walk through the door, he just looks at me and go, like, I have these new pair of shoes, these Birkenstocks. They're like these clog-looking German shoes. They're new, they're fashion. He doesn't understand. He's getting a bit old. He doesn't understand fashion. He's rolling in with a wife beater singlet. He's wearing all sorts of things. He's actually offering me money not to wear them. So he's just constantly just picking at me through little things like that.
Yeah, no, Cam can find a way to if he can find a thing to complain about.
Yeah.
Put it that way. I love him as well. I love him to bits. He's one of my favourites at the Sharks.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll find a way, like someone walks in and he's like, fuck wearing that for?
Yeah.
Just straight into it.
Really? So
Yeah.
he's not doing gratitude in the morning and jumping into positive attitude?
No.
He's waking up, he goes,
Yeah.
fucking Braille's going to have them fucking Birkenstocks on again.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Well, he gets up at 4:30 every morning as well on his days off, so that can't be good for you. I don't know.
What's he doing at 4:30 when he wakes up?
Mate, watch it. He gets up.
He's burying bodies. He's burying bodies.
100%. Yeah, I agree.
He's a serial killer.
Well, boys, thanks for coming along for the chat. I've really enjoyed it. And we won't cut all that stuff you spoke out about. All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us, Latsy.
Thank you.
Thanks, boys.